A year ago, I made a video about why I don't like Pride Month. It was a response to one of YouTube's yearly Pride Month videos, where they showcase a bunch of their LGBT content creators in this compilation-like videos, and they say in the video, these content creators, they say how they're proud of being who they are. And to my knowledge, YouTube didn't make one of those videos this year, which is probably for the better because it attracts a lot of bigots in the comment section. But that aside, ever since I made that video, my views on Pride Month have, changed quite a bit. Now I understand why it is that Pride Month exists. Of course, I still don't like the LGBT people who think that they're above the rest of humanity just based on the simple fact that they're gay and lesbian, bi, trans, all of the sorts. I still don't think that those people should be necessarily put on a pedestal and be viewed as more than who they are. Of course, but I understand why Pride Month exists, because these people still face a lot of intolerance and bigotry, unfortunately, to this day. A lot of people, especially here in America, cannot tolerate these people. They hate these people just based on the simple fact that they are not straight or want to transition to a different gender. Just based on those simple facts alone. And it's pretty much the stupidest reason available to hate a person. But whatever, those are just stupid bigots who should not be taken seriously at all in the slightest. And unfortunately, more and more people are becoming more accepting of the LGBT community. But that leads me into straight pride. Why the fuck does straight pride exist? When have you ever been oppressed, straight people? When have you ever been disowned by your parents and kicked out of their house just based on the simple fact that you're straight? When have you ever been beat up because you're straight? When has a straight person ever been killed just because they were straight? Anything of the sort. Things that LGBT people have actually faced. You're like, what, 90% of humanity? Probably even more? You're the majority of the population. When have you faced any sort of discrimination and oppression just based on the simple fact that you're straight? And I know, some of you people might say, well, why do these gays get a month to celebrate their own sexuality while we don't? Because you never faced any sort of oppression for your own sexuality. That's why. And if it really bothers you so much, just fucking ignore it. It is 1 month. 1 month out of 12 months in a year. It's not that long at all. Just 4 fucking weeks, and then that's it. You don't have to worry about it anymore after that. When this time of year does come, just ignore it. Is it really that hard to just not care at all about an issue that is just fucking minuscule? Oh no, I don't like it when I see gay people represented. Then don't look at pro-gay pride posts, pro-gay pride profiles. Don't think much when you see pro-gay advertisements or anything of the sort. You have the freedom to not pay attention to this shit. And I know you might say, oh well, but it's rubbed in our face. Well, then just don't think much of it. Just move on with your day and just pretend that it didn't exist. Is it that hard to just move on from something that isn't a problem at all? In a nutshell, these straight pride fucks are just bigots that are mad that the LGBT community is getting more representation in media nowadays and are pretty much being more and more accepted by society. And these people just cannot tolerate that, because for whatever stupid fucking reason, they hate this group of people because they just don't agree with their life choices. It is their own life. They have the freedom to sleep with whoever they want, as long as they're legal, of course, and they have the perfect freedom to transition to a different gender if they please. You have no right to take away their rights as individuals and have no authority to say who one can or can't be attracted towards. And this is what the LGBT community faces. If they didn't have to be burdened by bigots like these straight pride fucks who just cannot accept the fact that these people want to be who they want to be, then maybe there wouldn't be a Pride Month, because there wouldn't be any need for a Pride Month, because these people wouldn't be facing any sort of discrimination from fucks like you, and you're the exact reason why Pride Month exists. So you have no one but yourselves to thank for the creation of Pride Month. Great going. Great fucking going, you morons. And I also know what some of these people might also say. Well, there are gay people who discriminate against us straight people. They don't like straight people. You know, they demonize all straight people. Well, maybe they wouldn't if they weren't faced with exactly this. These people get it a lot worse because obviously there are a lot more straight people in this world that hate gays and just want to see them fucking eradicated from Earth and think they're sinners and all that stupid bullshit. You know, maybe they wouldn't demonize straight people if they didn't have to face that shit all the time from these stupid fucking bigots. Like, do you ever try to attempt to put yourselves in these people's shoes and think about all the fucking hateful rhetoric they have to hear about themselves, all because they choose to like the same gender or like both genders or want to change their own gender, you know, things like that? Do you ever think, you know, how these people may feel about that? You obviously don't like it when the LGBT community demonizes you. So what do you do in response? You demonize them right back. Do what you hate that they supposedly do to you, and try to say, well, your month doesn't matter. Let's make a straight Pride Month because we're the ones that matter and they don't. Fuck you. You face no real oppression, so there's absolutely zero reason why these straight pride parades should exist. You're just a bunch of crybabies because, oh no, the LGBT community is getting all this special attention and we're not. Boo-hoo! This is like fucking kindergarten level shit. Jesus Christ. And it's also really hilarious listening to bigoted hypocrites like No Bullshit say stuff like this. These gay pride parades are just a bunch of SJW garbage, but these straight people going out in parades celebrating their own sexuality, that is great. That is A-okay, because it's straight people doing it. And when it's straight people doing it, that is completely fine. But when it's the LGBT community that is doing it, that's lefty garbage. Shut that shit down. Get those SJW fucks the fuck out of here. Do you not realize how hypocritical you sound when you say shit like that? Like, again, these sexuality parade, these people going out in parades celebrating their sexuality, it's great when straight people do it, but when gay people do it, no, that's not acceptable. Like, do you not realize that just doesn't make any sense at all in the slightest? Well, again, you're just a bunch of morons, so I wouldn't expect you to really think critically about that, but it's just a question that I have regardless. So in closing, I'm fully prepared to be called an SJW cuck in the comments once again. Like, I'm totally not used to that already. But for those of you who actually use their brains, I'm sure you understand the point I'm getting across here and understand why it is that these straight pride parades are just stupid bullshit. But with all that said, that's all I have to say. Bye-bye.